Because if you have a body that you're proud of, your mindset begins to change. The body can impact the mind. The mind can't impact the body.
Welcome to the Bedros Keuilian Show.
Hey friends, welcome to the Bedros Keuilian Show. I'm Bedros Keuilian. In today's episode, I want to help you, fellas. I want to help you to stop being boring, dull, and depressed. Now, this particular episode is from an experience I had when I ran into a dude at an event, and he was like, man, I feel like I have a boring life. I thought I was going to have more purpose, more meaning, more significance, but I feel like I have a boring life. And I was just like looking up and down at him, and he's probably in his early 30s. And I'm thinking like, man, I'm 50 years old. If I can go back to my early 30s, I'd have an even better life. And I got a pretty goddamn good life. And so I started thinking like, what is going on? And I realized a lot of dudes have all but given up. Like the problem that I see with a lot of dudes is there's no more passion. There's no more sense of purpose. Most dudes are unfit. They're fat. They're overweight. They're lethargic. They're tired all the time. They unkept, right? I feel like you have no life. You're bored out of your mind. And when you're bored, by the way, is when you start getting into the vices and shit. And not only are you bored, but you're also boring, because if you're bored, you're probably also a boring person. There's nothing interesting about you. So no one really wants to get to know a boring person. That's just the reality. And then, of course, if you're bored and boring, you're probably broke. And if you're broke, you're probably dull and depressed, right? And so that's the problem I see with a lot of dudes right now. And look, man, we can blame a lot of things. We can say, you know, it's the country's going to hell, and it might be. It might be. And so the country's going to hell, and there's an attack on masculinity, and the pandemic did this. I get all of that. But we don't know when the next pandemic is. You can't control that. You don't know who's going to end up becoming president. I know who we want to become president, but I don't know if whoever becomes president is going to change anything, right? What I do know is that on an individual basis, you and I can change. And ladies, if you're listening to this, because our female audience is growing really big right now, both on the podcast platforms and on the YouTubes. First off, thank you for listening. Secondly, this applies to a lot of you. If you feel like, man, your life is boring, you have no purpose, you have no sense of passion, you're just kind of grinding it out, like this, a lot of this will apply to you. But I specifically crafted this episode for men. So ladies, first off, thank you for being an audience member, and thank you for watching and listening to the Bedros Keuilian Show. But thirdly, like, look, if there's a dude in your life who's just like dull and boring and just like has lost their fire, and you're just like, oh man, it hurts to see them just kind of groundhogging their way through life, right? Like Groundhog Day, every day is the same day. Like, turn them onto this episode. You know what I mean? Like, share this episode with them. So listen, man, I realized that as men, we have so much opportunity to help the world. Again, there's things that are outside of our control. Look, there's no telling whoever becomes president, whether it's Kamala or Trump, that they're going to be able to change the country for you, change the world in a way where all of a sudden you have passion, you have purpose, you're no longer bored, you're excited about life, and you go out there and you chase your dreams. Like, the reality is whoever becomes president is not going to have that level of impact anyway, right? You don't know when the next pandemic is. You don't know when the next financial disaster is. We don't know when the next attack on our country is. So there's a lot of unknowns. Those are things that we have to cope with when they happen. So you can't blame all these like external things. That's called external locus of control. Like, if all these things outside of me were perfect, I would have a better, happier, more exciting life. Well, guess what, Buttercup? Like, that don't work that way. But what you can control is who you are, what you do, how you do it, your routine, your productivity, and all these things. And that's what this episode is about. Like, as I was talking to this dude at this event, and he was telling me about his woes, and his life is boring, and it's like a Groundhog Day where every day is the same thing, and he's just grinding to get by. And I'm looking at his body, and he looks, you know, and I say this with respect, man, like he's disheveled, he's unfit, he can't even make eye contact, so he lacks confidence. And look, man, we've all been there. Look, life comes to us in seasons. We have winning seasons and losing seasons. I've shared this with you before, and I don't know what season you're in, but you can't stay in a losing season the rest of your life. Like, that's not what this life is about. Like, you got to get out there and fucking win. And you have to force the universe to kind of comply with you. I don't know any other way to say it. Like, you have to be able to to push your will on the universe, for the universe to comply with you and to help give you what you're looking for in life, right? Whether that is financial success, relational success, health and fitness success, mental, emotional success, like all of that is possible, but you have to be a willing participant. And so the list that I'm going to give you today is going to help you by giving you a blueprint, and you got to take action on it. If you're like, oh man, that all sounds too hard, too difficult, too boring, too stupid, too dumb, I can't do that, I'd be embarrassed, then guess what? You're still gonna have a boring, uneventful life, and then you're gonna live a life of regret down the line. And who the hell wants that? Stand by as I hydrate myself with a Truline wellness shot. So, with that in mind, let's get started. Now, like I said, the people around you aren't gonna help you. And I mean this with all due respect. The people around you are simply going to go, oh, you know what? That sucks for you. I'm sorry that things didn't work out. They're almost going to support you and encourage you in your despair, in your sadness, in your unfulfilled life. That's not what you want. You want someone like me to tell you like, hey, bro, get your shit together. It's all on you. It has to be internal locus of control. All the external stuff that you've been blaming, you can't blame anymore. And so what I told this guy, I was like, bro, have you thought about maybe just, because I asked him, I said, how much do you scroll on social media? He's like, oh, like everybody else. Well, I don't know about you, but I think the average person spends about 3 hours on social media collectively throughout the day. 3 freaking hours scrolling, right? On YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, and then going back into that cycle again. And for what? For what? Like, well, I'm gathering information. Well, have you thought about taking action on any of that information, right? So I was like, bro, you got to put the phone down. Put the phone down and start taking action in your life. Like, go lift, right? So thing number 1, fellas, put the phone down. If you're watching or stuck in this like scroll cycle, right, of shorts or TikToks or Instagram reels or posts, like stop it. Like have enough discipline to say, this is the once or twice a day that I'm going to go on social media, and I'm going to spend 10 minutes to either put my content up there or to follow whoever and consume their content. And that's it. That's it. You could take 3 hours a day, multiply it by, let's say you're doing that 5 days a week. That's 15 hours a week. Motherfucker, I can create a whole new company and start generating multiple 7 figures after a year if I had an additional 15 hours a week to myself, right? So think about how much time you're squandering, which means how much opportunity you're squandering. So 1, you got to put the phone down and go out there and lift. Find a punching bag and start punching bags. Take MMA, jujitsu, like start finding a group of dudes that you can roll and tussle and spar with. Like see what it feels like to learn Muay Thai, or like I said, MMA or jujitsu, some kind of martial arts that as a man, you feel like I need to be able to protect the people around me. I need to be able to protect myself. What are you doing about it? You're probably doing nothing. Again, the time that you're scrolling, put it down, go lift, go eat right, learn jujitsu, learn MMA, learn to box, right? Build a community of other men. Like men need other men. Like we need a tribe, men. Women are really good with this. Women have a core group of friends and they'll spend time together and they'll go do things, and they have these like little rituals that men don't. And it keeps these women connected, bonded, like mentally and emotionally sane. Men, we don't do that, right? So the second thing is like, stop the vices. Like how many vices and addictions do you have? And those vices and addictions can show up as pornography, as the vape pen, as weed, as alcohol. It could be just excessively watching television, binge watching your favorite show over and over again, or episode after episode. It could be alcohol. I don't know what your vice or your addiction is. It could be social media, just screen sucking. For what? Right? For what? Could be video games. Again, what is that doing for you in terms of adding a sense of passion or purpose, significance, fulfillment to your life? It's not. All it is, all these vices and addictions, they're just distractions. It's a way for you to escape the sad, dull, boring life that you have. What you have to do is you have to break out of the inertia. And I'm telling you this because I remember some 30 years ago, like going through that, like being down and depressed and blaming everyone and everything around me and feeling like I'm in a funk. And it took years for me to start piecing together that if it's got to be, then it's on me. It ain't going to be anyone else, not the president, not my mom and dad, not a coach, not a mentor. It's got to be me. I got to put the phone down. I got to start working out. I got to do MMA. I got to do jujitsu. I got to box. I got to find a group of friends. I got to eat clean. Whatever vices and addictions I have. And sometimes you're like, look, it's not that bad. I'm not that addicted. This vice really isn't that much of a problem. I'm telling you it is. If it's a source of escape, if you're having to use something to fall asleep, to fight off anxiety or depression, right? This like alcohol or weed or vape or TV, any kind of social media, video games, porn, any kind of distraction, if it's a form of escape, it's a problem in your life. I'm telling you, it's a fucking problem in your life, right? And then what about this? I talked about this, eating clean, like taking less sugar, taking less stimulants like caffeine and all those energy drinks, and start actually drinking a gallon of water a day, fellas. Like drink a gallon of water a day. Like your fucking piss should be clear, right? Some of you guys are fucking like, we'll walk into like a public restroom somewhere and I see like fucking dark orange radioactive urine. I'm like, what the fuck? Who was here before me? Like who couldn't even fucking drink a cup of water today, right? Like actually drink some water, hydrate your body, your brain, your cells. Like you'll actually start feeling better about yourself. And when you start figuring out your macros, and it ain't that hard, man, there's a YouTube video for everything that I'm talking about here. There's YouTube video, there's books, there's coaches, there's mentors, there's Instagram accounts of people you can hire, or courses that you can buy that'll help you with all of this, right? Like figure out how much proteins, fats, and carbs you need to be able to get leaner, to be able to get more muscular, to be able to get more active, to be able to have your abs pop out, to be able to have this body that you're like proud of. Because if you have a body that you're proud of, your mindset begins to change. The body can impact the mind. The mind can't impact the body. You know what I mean? Like change starts with like the body. If you want to change your mindset, like you want to change your negative mindset, your sad, pathetic, dull, depressed mindset, start changing your body. And then the mind will follow that process. I promise you that. And so if you're not doing that, if you're not eating clean, following your macros, I'm not saying don't have a cheat meal, go have a fucking cheat meal. But to be living off fucking processed foods all day long, eating ding dongs and ho-hos and fucking deep throating hot dogs and then fucking sitting on your mom's basement couch playing video games, where I've told you this before, you've got that ass print of your fat gelatinous ass on that leather couch, and there's like, it's marked like a fucking cop would come and draw a chalk mark around a dead body. It's marked with orange fucking Cheeto dust. And you got some around your fucking couch. You got some in your belly button. You got titties that are so gelatinous and soft and milkable. Like I could fucking go out and treat them like a fucking speed bag. Like you don't fucking need that shit. I'm telling you, that's not the kind of man that women want to find attractive. That's not the kind of man that other men want to respect. You're just fucking useless to humanity at that point. And you feel useless to humanity. And it's because of that you start feeling bored and dull and depressed and fucking dopey. Bro, I'm telling you, no one's going to tell you this shit. Your friends or family will just tell you, they'll absolve you that, oh, it's not your fault. It's hard times, you're not sleeping well. Oh, you're just not making enough money. Oh, the economy is this. Oh, I ran into a dude at a gym the other day, big heavyset dude. And I'm so proud of him for being in the gym. But, he recognized me. I typically will ask him like, hey, what do you do for a living? And he goes, oh man, I'm in construction. I was like, oh shoot. Well, it's been pretty hot out here lately in Southern California. Like, damn, bro, like this heat's got to be killing you guys. He goes, not for me, man. I'm now a foreman. I oversee the guys and I sit in a bungalow on the work site and I have a sitting job. And he slaps his belly and he goes, that's why I got this way. Let me tell you, man, I could sit at a desk for 8 to 10 hours a day and I would still be lean and jacked. It's not the desk job or the inactive job that makes you fat. It is that you stopped going to the gym and then while you're doing your desk job, you decided to break your habits of eating well and you start eating processed food, cookies, donuts, bagels, just shoving things that are full of sugar, carbs, and fat down your pie hole. Ain't no way, like, because you're a non-desk job that you're walking around or you're on your feet that you're going to burn so much calories that all of a sudden you're going to be like 80 pounds lighter. So don't go blaming your fucking desk job. You know what I mean? And I had to tell this guy that exact thing. I was like, bro, a desk job is not what got you fat. Like, I love you to pieces. I'm glad we met. And if there's anything I could do when I come and work out at this gym again, like, please let me know. But in the meantime, it ain't your desk job that got you fat. It's that you didn't have a plan at your desk of what I'm going to eat, when I'm going to eat it. I'm not going to break my willpower. I'm not going to break my habits. I'm going to be a congruent fucking man with the man that I want to become, the man that I respect, the man that I love. I'm going to eat like that man would eat. I'm going to train like that man would train. I know fucking plenty of people that have desk jobs that are fucking lean, jacked, and vascular, man. It's because they fucking have a plan. They have a plan, so don't go blaming your desk job. Guys, quick interruption to the show. Let me tell you all about the Trillian Wellness Shot. If you're like me and you care about your health, hydration, and building a strong immune system so you can stay active and you can get after it in life, then you want to try the Trillian Wellness Shot. I used to take 11 different supplements in the morning, things like vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B12, echinacea, ginger, and a whole bunch more. Now it's all included in the Trillian Wellness Shot. I want to send you a 30-day supply for 50% off. Just go to Trillian.com, use the code word Bedros, my name, to get 50% off. You'll also get free shipping. You get a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee, and $1 of every order goes to Shriners Children's Hospital. And when you use the code word Bedros and do the subscribe and save, which is a Trillian Tribe program, every month you'll get a fresh supply of Trillian Wellness Shots for an additional 20% off and free shipping, and $1 of every monthly order will go to Shriners Children's Hospital. So go to Trillian.com, use code word Bedros, and take advantage of this amazing offer. Now back to the show. Moving on, man. In addition to eating right, finding your macros, and staying lean, like, what else do you need to do? You need to develop charm, charisma, humor. Like, there's a website, charismaoncommand.com. They have a YouTube channel, Charisma on Command. You can just, I don't make a penny. It's not like this is not an affiliate link, none of that shit. I just think it's a great course. The YouTube channel is absolutely free. Like, develop charisma. Go take some like fucking comedy classes, improv classes. Charm, charisma can take you a long way in life. Next time you're in fucking line at fucking Winchell's or Dunkin' Donuts, you can actually make small talk with the person in front of you if you're a little funny, if you're a little charming, if you have some charisma, instead of just looking at your phone, screen sucking, wondering when it's your turn to order your glazed fucking jelly donut, right? Like, have some fucking charm, charisma. It ain't factory installed in any of us. We all had to learn it. God damn it, English is a second language for me. Like, I had to learn the fucking language before I could even develop charm, charisma, humor. I took Toastmasters International. I fucking went to improv classes. I fucking studied Charisma on Command. I did everything I needed to do to be able to become the man that I love and respect and admire. I know you can do that too. You've got the fucking time if you just stop screen sucking and fucking around with all those vices. God damn. And guess what? Women love and appreciate men that have charm, charisma, and humor. They're lean and jacked. They have a productive fucking life routine. They're interesting. They're interesting because they have hobbies. They have fucking homies that they go do fucking jujitsu or MMA or fucking riding bikes with. Hell, I just started a new challenge. And all your challenges don't have to be physical and they don't have to be violent. I've done MMA. I've done the jujitsu challenge. I've done like the marathon challenge. You guys know that. The rock climbing challenge, surf challenge, guitar lessons, whatever. This new one is fucking chess. At 50 years old, I'm learning to play chess. I'm 1 week into my 6-week chess challenge. Like, be interesting. And wouldn't you know it, just the other day at the beach, I saw this kid sitting at a table and he's got a little chessboard out and he's like, hey, you want to play? And I was able to say yes. It's a 17-year-old kid. He's probably some grandmaster because he beat me in a handful of moves. But guess what? I was able to play chess and have small talk with this kid. Like, you can be interesting. I have more things in common. I have things in common with people who do jujitsu and MMA and rock climb and surf and fucking play guitar and fucking piano and comedy because I've done these things. I put myself out of my comfort zone. I need you to fucking do the same, man. God damn. And I thought chess was probably the boring thing, most boringest thing ever. It's not. It's a fucking mental fucking jujitsu is what it is. Like, it's so fucking rad. I can't wait to go to New York and walk by one of those fucking outdoor places where you see those old timers playing chess and be good enough to feel comfortable to play them. Like, that's coming, and I'll probably meet someone and learn things about them, and I'll be interesting, and I'll have a story to tell you here on the podcast. And fuck, I need you to have a life, fellas. not leave your fucking imprint of your ass on the couch. Not just fucking go to work and come back and that's it and barely get by. Be interested. Be fucking John Wick and Jason Bourne combined. Who's the 007 guy? Fucking, anyone know the 007 guy? Leighton, you know 007? James Bond. Yeah. Be fucking James Bond of your life. Be fucking interesting. God damn it. All right, so moving on. What else? I need you guys to heal yourself, right? Because when you heal from the trauma, the fucking abuse, the adversities that you faced, and you become this 2.0 level of yourself, like you have developed this massive control of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. You know the things that triggered you in life. You know the things that, trust issues, boyfriend issues, girlfriend issues, whatever the fuck it is that you have, like heal yourself. Physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. Maybe you were sexually abused like I was when I was a kid. Like all these things fucking create mental and emotional scars. And then we start looking at the world in a very skeptical way. We don't trust people. We're always fucking on edge and anxious. Like you can heal yourself. There's books to read. There's fucking YouTube videos to watch. There's fucking therapists to go talk to. There's modalities like EMDR, right? There's so many fucking ways. Go do a fucking ayahuasca ceremony and fucking throw up all over yourself and then meet the higher self. Whatever the fuck it is that you got to do, heal through your traumas, man. Like fucking heal. Like that's a fucking point of interest. Imagine that. You meet someone somewhere, you guys are having small talk and you're like, you know what? I think you have some fucking personal growth you got to do, man. And let me tell you about my fucking journey. All I do is talk about my journey of money, meaning, and self-mastery, and then look at the fucking impact I'm able to make. This fucking retarded foreigner that came from Armenia, who's now able to fucking make a ton of money, have the meaningful, purpose-driven life that I have, and be able to impact others and fucking just by talking about my self-mastery. I went from the 1.0 human animal to the 2.0 higher self. And it's a fucking constant journey every fucking day, every week that I'm in front of this microphone. That's what I'm doing. I'm healing, I'm sharing, I'm reminding myself of the things I've got to do. It don't get easier at 50. It don't. So I have to fucking hold myself accountable to you. So that's the other thing. Fucking have a group of friends to hold yourself accountable to, man. But when you start doing the healing and the self-mastery and the personal growth and you fucking take control of your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and you're not just going to fucking recklessly go off on people like a little bitch. Like instead of reacting, you'll be someone who can respond to a situation, right? And you do all that, and then that leads to like a really confident dude, man. Maybe you start dressing well. You actually figure out how to wear clothes that fit you because you're proud of your body. You know how to match a fucking shirt to a fucking pair of pants to your Chucks. Like you know how to carry yourself. You learn good etiquette. Like what the fuck? We only got this one run anyway. Why can't you be the fucking James Bond, the Jason Bourne, and the John Wick combined of your life? What a fucking awesome life that would be, right? Way more awesome than watching some fucking playing John Wick or some fucking War of Worldcraft or Worldcraft, whatever the fuck it's called. Some fucking nerdy video game and acting like you're the fucking badass in the video game when you're not, because you're just sitting on a couch with your fat ass doing nothing that video game character is doing, because all you're doing is moving your fucking thumbs and index fingers, goddammit. Do you understand the problem? I want you to be that avatar in the video game in real life, man. God damn. And if you start dressing well and you're fucking eating well, you're fit, you know how to carry yourself, you know how to fucking fight. That way you don't get into fights. You're more respectful. You stand up and shake hands. You make eye contact. You're not just fucking looking at your phone. You're funny. You're charismatic. You have charm. God damn. I'm attracted to charming men. I ain't gay or all. I'm just saying, fellas, you're fucking charming. You're good looking. I'm fucking attracted to you. Like, I'll fucking work out with you. I'll fucking break bread with you. That's about as far as I'll go. What else? You start making more money, man. Get yourself out of debt. Fuck. Like, we're teaching you this shit. Like, you can go back one episode and see an entire episode that I did on the 6 principles that I teach my coaching clients on how to scale their businesses. Think up a business, a product or a service, have the balls to launch it, and then use those 6 principles that I just taught last week in and fucking scale that business, make more money, get yourself out of debt, use that money to donate to church and charities and buy fucking shit for your family and be generous with it and fucking have an awesome life. See the world, travel, donate. God damn it. What a fucking great way to live, right? Man, if you're able to do all that, guess what? You start falling madly in love with yourself. And I want you to just have so much love and respect for yourself that you just are like, man, there's not another person on this planet that I would trade bodies with, that I would trade lives with. That's where I am in life. That's where I want you to get to. And if you're fucking in your 20s or 30s, you can get there a lot sooner than I ever did, man. My big awakening happened fucking 11 years ago when I had that massive panic attack. You know, and it fucked me up, man. It was because I was fucking stressed out, overeating, trying to launch a business, in massive debt. I want you to fucking get there before me, and I know you can. It ain't rocket science. I had to go figure it out. I'm giving you the blueprint right here. This is what you got to do. Less phone, screen sucking, and more working out, combatives, finding a fucking brotherhood to belong to, eat clean, be consistent in the gym, dress well, be charismatic, charming, humor, like invest in yourself on all these things. Like start actually making more money, heal yourself, fall madly in love with yourself, like respect yourself, become congruent with the man that you respect and idealize and want to be like. Fuck. If you do that, I'm telling you, like you will no longer be boring. You will all of a sudden have more passion. You will feel more fulfilled. You will be more purpose driven. You'll be this kind of cat who is, you're not dull. You're like the fucking most interesting man in the world. Everyone just magnetically is attracted to you. Like right now, you know this. If you were to have the balls to walk into any fucking room, you would feel anxious, and then people would feel your anxiety and they would feel your incongruency of how you are in life, and they would be repelled by you. I want you to walk into a room, man, 6 months or a year from now as that 2.0 self, the higher self, and people are going to be magnetically attracted to you. That's what I want for you. If you do that, you're going to be a fucking interesting cat who's passion-driven, purpose-driven. You're financially stout, fucking good-looking, fit, athletic, and you're attracting everything into your life instead of repelling all good things away from your life. I want to see you win, my friend. But for you to win, you got to start taking action today. Guys, if you got lots of value from this, I would really love for you to share this episode, especially with everyone around you on social media. Tag as many people as possible, because I really want this message to hit home with the men of this world. You don't have to be depressed. You don't have to be dull. You don't have to be boring. You don't have to be broke. You're a fucking savage, and I want to see that savage man thrive. Thank you for watching and listening to this episode of the Bedros Keuilian Show. And remember this, that average is the enemy, that success is your responsibility, and change can take place in an instant if you are willing to flip the switch. I'll see you next time.